everybody, how's it going? It is Dunbar Snack Bar. It is time for some more MLB The Show 20 gameplay and our road to the show with the man, the myth, the legend, starting pitcher, Roberto De La Rosa. Thanks, guys, for the feedback in the last episode of this where I was letting you guys know I was considering going ahead and putting in like a face cam and stuff like that. Got some good feedback in both directions, so I'm going to just kind of go through it and think about it. Like I said, I always want this to try and be as engaging as possible. And one of the things that really stood out was what you guys were saying about how even without a face cam, like the commentary is pretty solid. That's awesome to hear, especially after all this time, like not having done this. To some degree, it feels like I've been able to just pick up right where I left off, but man, I'll never forget though, like, because I'm always hard on myself, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who are hard on themselves too, but I just remember this one video that I did a while ago. I think it was USC versus Notre Dame. When I got done with it, I was like, oh man, that was actually pretty good. So it's nice to be able to get that external feedback. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. There's been a lot of positive comments, and it's meant a lot, and I need to turn them off. I will remember that one of these times. I promise. Because I don't do it in this one. Oh, well. Anyway, 0-2 count. We're going to start things off here with a strikeout. You know, it's been pretty consistent, and I've been surprised with that. You know, how things have been going. It seems like a lot of times and in a lot of sports games, you're going to experience that rubber banding where, like, you're doing really, really well, and then the AI is going to make things just ridiculously hard for you and just make it impossible for you to succeed. But I haven't experienced that yet, which has been good because I want to get those attributes up quickly to get to AAA. And I think you might even be able to skip right to the majors, too, in some pretty rare cases. I don't think we'll be able to do that. Just because I'm averaging, like, I think 7 or 8 strikeouts a game. Nothing to get too excited about. But I haven't had a loss yet. Ooh. There we go. Honestly, all the times that I see AA players like usually go to dive for it, it tends to be, you know, something they don't get their glove on. It turns into a base hit. I'm genuinely surprised that right here he ends up catching it, especially on my team. It seems like my team's the worst at that type of stuff. But anyway, Springfield, we've gone up against them quite a bit lately, having run that up as far as how many times we've played each other. This team might be the first team where I'm starting to see relationships, or at least with the team, kind of go into a rivalry type mode, which would be pretty cool to see. I'd love to just understand how that impacts your particular player, because I haven't gotten really too far in Road to the Show for quite a while, especially with how they've changed a lot of, over the last few years anyway, a lot of the way that they go through and give your particular player bonuses, how they do the attribute build-up system. Because I'll admit, what I used to do back in the day with Road to the Show is I would just, you know, put in like $10 or something like that, and then work up the most important attributes for whichever player that I was, just so that way I could go into the majors and be able to compete. I've always been torn on what you guys want to see. Like, do you want to see like authentic type gameplay like this, where it's just straight, you guys are going to see what happens no matter what. I'm going to have to build up my particular player. That was a strike. Thanks, dude. Or like, do you want to see them be competitive? And I used to think that it was just all like, you guys want to see them succeed. You want to see the action. You want to see the big hits and all of that, as opposed to, you know, seeing somebody like, you know, let's just say Roberto. Oh, that was a weak one. Roberto. That was somewhat better. Makes it to the majors. I can imagine he's going to get absolutely decimated there. But for the sake of honesty, that's what I'm going to be doing, is just show that to you guys. Runners on first and second. Throwing a low one, hoping that this would happen. Ah, dang it. No double play there. He is safe at first. We could try to go for it again. That's why I'm going with the 12-6 curve low. Left fielder's a little slow to get to that, but he's going to run up on it. We're going to keep the runner there at third. So we're looking at runners on the corners. Just need to get one more out here. And aha. He kind of let that one go. All right, let's keep going with it here. 0-2 count, so I can start throwing some dirty stuff here to him. Try to get him to swing at something. But honestly, the way that the umpire's been calling some of these pitches, I'm a little nervous on getting to this point. So I'm going to be a little bit more conservative on how far out I send some of those pitches, trying to get that third strike, catch him swinging outside of the strike zone. We'll go high and inside here. There we go. How did he not hit that one? With that just hovering over the plate. Man, I thought that one would have gotten drilled, but apparently not. Third inning, still not allowing anything. As far as runs go, we've had a pretty solid game. This type of momentum is huge. Let's see if we can keep it up here for the entire game. That would be really, really cool to get the first complete game shutout, at least in AA. I wonder how much that does for you as far as building up your attributes and stuff. Because like certain milestones will do certain things, and I'm wondering if that complete game shutout will do anything. Broken bat on over to second base. Like I was saying in the last episode, I'm kind of wondering if I want to go with that perk when it comes around. That increases the chance of them breaking their bat when you throw it inside. But there's a base hit. Not the way I want to start off the fourth. But we got plenty of time. Honestly, I'll just continue to try and throw the ball low, see if we could force a double play at this point. But, oh well. You just can't allow runs. That's basically the most important thing, since we haven't even been able to get a run, or at least our bats haven't been able to. But they're stringing something together now. That's 2 hits in a row. He's going for third. And he makes it, too. All right. Well, Speedy over there. He's there one base away from scoring. Still can get a double play right here, but that's going to be 3 hits in a row. That is frustrating. That's not what I like to see out of him. Honestly, if he wouldn't have made it over to third, too, we'd be looking at a bases loaded situation. Let's just hope that the bats for the Bay Sox can get going, produce some runs, so that way I could try and come away with the win here. Newt Bar. Oh, that's 2 in a row. Barely get him at first, but that's 2 plays that my defense has been able to just come away on top with it. Like that stop right there over at short. You don't really see that too much either in the minors, but we get the double play. So now with 2 outs, I'm not as worried. We could try and get him out with a K or, you know, a pop-up or something. I mean, whatever it takes at this point. Now it'll end the inning. All right, starting off with a high 4-seamer. Oh, I thought it said I was 10th in voting for the All-Star game, which is actually not the case. Roberto is number 1 right now as far as pitchers go. So that'll be something I look forward to is getting to the All-Star game. I wonder how it's going to go, though. I remember in years past you would get like double attributes or something like that for whatever happened in it. Oh, I was like 1 foot away from being on the line, less than that, probably like 6 inches or something. It's all right. He's got 2 strikes now. We're in the 4th. This will be pitch number 50 for me, so I'm going through more than I usually do. And so now that I'm starting to throw pitches that are really outside of the strike zone, I'm going to have to not throw stuff nearly what I used to as far as trying to get it out of the strike zone, hoping that they swing at it. So like here I go with the 12-6 curve. Normally I would have put that a little bit lower, but it's kind of going 50-50 on what was in the strike zone and what was outside. Low and inside gets the job done. He's still sitting there waiting for the ball to be called.
Leading off for Springfield.
All right. 5th inning, 53 pitches. Question is, how long am I going to stay in the game? I've seen variations as far as how long that I've been kept in. Usually it's anywhere between 6 to 8 innings. So I feel like I've still got one more ahead of me. Looking at the stamina that I've got enough for sure for at least one more inning. Depends on how many of these pitches they swing at, how many are in the strike zone, and whether or not they make contact. I've had a few already 3-pitch innings, which I get really excited for that. Just knowing that I have saved a ton of pitches right there. I think I might... I think I get more excited for 3-pitch innings than, like, striking out the side or something like that. We'll see, though, as I continue to work on getting Roberto built up as far as stamina goes. It'll probably end up being the other way around. It seems like, though, that building up stamina is pretty slow doing it the normal way. I mean, you really have to use those trainings that happen in between games where you can pick if you want to expand your cap or if you want to work on a certain attribute and just kind of get a couple things there. That seems like where the biggest growth for stamina is. Though, I don't know. I've gotten some equipment, too, for Roberto that has kind of helped out with stamina, so that's kind of helped bridge the gap. I think he started off with, like, 60 for his stamina, and with everything that he has, I think he's at, like, 72 or something. Oh, that's a strike, man. That was a bad call. Because I've been doing Diamond Dynasty this year, I haven't been investing as much in equipment for my players. That's something that I'm kind of hoping to do with Patreon, is be able to get things like the socks are like $20 worth of real world money, which I don't necessarily want to pay for that. I mean, the glasses are pretty high up there, and some of the other things too. I mean, even for Sigmund Sunwafer, like, you know, I've got a gold bat for him, but if I wanted to get like the diamond ones, that's going to be a lot more. So as I'm trying to build up the Diamond Dynasty team, especially as I'm getting legends and stuff who are not cheap, I've been doing some things to try and build up the amount of stubs. Like I made a video a while ago that shows an easy way to go about doing it. So I've been kind of doing the trading system there. And I've been doing some of the moments as well. I thought about recording them, but I'm already at the point where I'm like, okay, let's really limit what we kind of do here. I don't know if you guys would want to sit there on rookie and be like, try and get a home run and just string together a bunch of those. I don't know. But once we get these guys to the majors, I'll probably go back to doing one every other day. You know, like switch off between Roberto and Sigmund Sunwafer. Another strikeout. Nice. Just because nowadays doing 3 episodes is a lot to be doing. And so if I do like a regular game and then one road to the show, I think that will kind of help me out here a little bit. Especially when, you know, I don't have as much time because I'll have the commute to work and all that. It's going to take up more time. Yeah, so I'm working from home now. And so, like, over lunch I might work on this. I have more time, like I said, because I wasn't commuting. And just knowing that I won't have that sometime in the future, I don't want to rely on being able to get 3 episodes out a day. Especially with what I'm doing on the other channel, too. But we'll see. I mean, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. 0-2 count. There we go. 4-seamer gets it done. We've had a few of the batters today really being surprised with how things have gone. Not too surprised that Matt Fest is going to come in to relieve me here in the 6th inning. Question is, though, did I do enough to be able to help us get the win? Yes, I was relieved in the 6th inning, and everybody's cheering, so I'm hoping things are good. I'll have to wait and see, though, whether or not I got the win or no decision or what. But anyway, that's going to be it here for this episode. I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, it looks like that was a walk-off, so no decision for me probably. For those of you who stayed all the way through, thank you for watching this in its entirety. That actually helps me and the channel far more than you guys know, since that watch time is a pretty important metric for YouTube. So if you have made it all the way through, I like to know that. So comment with the words Let's go pumpkin pie for this one. So comment pumpkin pie so I know you've watched it all the way through. But if you also want to support me through Patreon, that link is in the description below. Thanks to those who are supporting me there, as well as a link to the Dunbar Snack Bar Discord in the description. Drop by and say hi. But anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Until next time, I hope you guys have a good one.
2 runs, 6 hits.